Sorry about that. The recording stopped. I must have passed 15 minutes. I've got it set to stop at that time, so brief interruption. As I was saying, a storeroom here, just with lots of boxes, cases, chests, that's the word, anticipating finding goodies to put in them later. Oh, another area before we go into the mine. So this part here, which this odd looking block in there, is another secret entrance. The switch for that at this level is here. Redstone has to route around all the way there to get to the pistons to do that, and that opens up another water elevator. There's a bit of a theme here about using water as an elevator. That there is where we just were from the bathroom. There's a little window here to give you a sneak peek, and that there is where we're just going to look in a moment. So next room is the one of the first ones I did. Anybody that knows me and how much TV figures in my life will recognise a TV room. Had to build one of these. Why is that open? Don't know. So this is my TV room, a sort of dream thing I'd have in a house. Huge TV, speaker stands for nice stereo, and that's the wrong colour block. I've just realised I've put back in there when I've been mining from the other side. Sofa, cushions, marble table. These buttons don't do anything. This is the CD player. CDs kept in there, etc. All crafted in, brought in through creative mode, I'm afraid, those bits, but there you go. I have toyed with the idea of putting a hidden doorway behind here, but I've already used that idea here. As you can see, sneaking behind that painting is a door, and the lever to open that down there, and that then is the room that we came up to from down the bottom earlier, and that one's there. And along this corridor are the other doors into the other bit that we saw through the bathroom. So you can see that's one door, and the second door is over here. As you'll see, there's no switches or anything to open these doors from this side. The idea is that you can only get through to that area through descending through the bathroom. Okay, still not completed from here. There's another tucked away little secret down here, and this is what I would call the bank. So all these goodies were called in from creative mode to give me a nice stock of things if I'm not in creative mode, so I can get at. This switch here does nothing, but if you remember, those are the cracked blocks that you could open up from down below. If you've opened it up from below, you can then open it up from the top, close it from the top. So for instance, if when I was down here, just cheating by flying through the wall, so if I'd open this area from down below, oh dear, yeah, it helps not to end up in a block when you turn off clipping mode. There we go. So if this had been left open when we were down below, then you can close it again from up here. So once you've discovered the secret area below, the idea is you could leave that switch that way so that you can then open and close it from up here, but you can't do it before. So all the goodies that we've got in here, we've got food, we've got ink, we've got miscellaneous, we've got bone meal, and then the goodies get better the further around this corner you go. So we've got eggs if I wanted to spawn particular animals in. I messed up here because this was full of stuff and I managed to destroy half the chest and lost it in creative mode. Various adventuring bits, some more goodies, and then the best of all, this is the bit that pays off, diamonds. More diamonds than I could imagine ever needing, just in case I ever wanted to go back and use them. Okay, so I won't exit through there. Again, I'll come back to that one in a moment. This is becoming a persistent theme on this video. Oops, get out. Close the hatch. And we'll go back up to the first room on the surface. Oops. So back out into the swimming pool. I won't bother showing you up there. That's just the tower at the top. It's just a quick way up there instead of having to go out and back in. I'll close the bit down there so it closes that again. The good thing about this is there's actually a switch down below as well, which I forgot to show you. I'm going to have to show you that, I'm afraid. So down here, when we were underwater, there's actually a button there which toggles the swimming pool on and off in exactly the same way. So that way, whether you approach this area from above or below, you can get in and out of there. Okay, last bit then, still a fair way to go I'm afraid though, is the mine. Room to the left, do not look to the left, don't look to the left, we're not looking, right? We come out into this area. In the first video I showed you getting down to the mine area by diving through the wall, and there was a water source here. This is where I first came out, and so this is where you get back to home sweet home, up the stairs that I built. Don't have a look through here because again this is intended to only come into this one way, and this is the back door into the bank. Oh, missed. Anyway, you know what's up there, so that's all the stuff in the bank area that's up there, and that's a corridor off to the other hill, which I'll briefly show you later. And this is the doorway into the bit under the bathroom at the other end. So that lever there that I showed you opening this section down here comes out into the underground passages here, and when that's closed with this hidden lever, it's not very hidden I know, that leaves you with a blank wall there. The hint that there's something there, I put this gravel in so it just gives you a clue that there's something there. Okay, these are some chests that would have supplies in to take out adventuring if you wanted to, so those are in there, and for now we'll come out this way, and more supplies here, not so much for going underground. You can see I've tidied up the walkway down to the mine. In the first video I just flew down this area, come back to that bit later. So this is the descent into the mine. This is the area where I showed you coming out and finding the water source. And I'm going to cheat and jump down there. And tidied up the water down here. All of this was water when I started, and this was the area that I pointed out in the video that goes a quick route down to the depths. I'm not going to go down there in this video. I'll show you all the different areas that I've reconfigured and things down here later, including a mob spawn grinder and those sort of things that I've set up. But there's quite a bit around here where I've set up different pathways and things, arrows to point me where to go. Oh, and one of the tips I'll just show you here is, got this from somewhere on the net, is to avoid getting lost underground. Make sure your torches always point back the way home. So that torch is telling me that home is behind me. These are saying that you come up here. So if you're down in the ravine over there, I know this is the way up. That torch points the way home, etc. So you always make sure as you're placing torches and you're exploring, you make sure they always point back the way you need to go. So over here that torch is pointing this way because you have to go up these stairs, and then once you're up here the torches all point this way, go up and up the stairs. This is where I first mined down the first bit of exploring I did in this world. Torches pointing home, etc. Torches pointing to the right, torches pointing this way. So you can see that that's a useful tip to avoid getting lost as you're walking around. So now into the room with no point. This started off as an area that I'd reclaimed on the surface from the lake. It was going to be an underwater grotto. I wanted the lake there, and you sort of jumped into the lake to get in. Didn't end up as that. It's ended up as this. I don't know what this is, but I was messing around with patterns and decor and what I could make things look like, and this is what it ended up with. Something with a table in the middle. That's all I can say. Sue me, what do you want? This here is an exit into the mine. That's the shaft that I showed you a moment ago that you get to from the mine, and this there is an exit to the surface. So where the end of the land used to be about here, there's this little lump to accommodate this exit onto the surface. Okay, but we'll come back to that bit. No, we won't. Actually, we've finished with that bit now. Before I show you this tunnel, the crop room. Now, problem of living underground all the time, except for the farm, is that you need crops. So, ta-da! Lots of crops. Now, the idea of this is from something I got from the Syndicate videos, where you flick the switch, all the redstone lamps go off, a few seconds later all the crops pop out, and you can go around and just collect them up and replant the seeds. Only takes a while, but too long for this video. Trust me, it works. Underneath here is a water source running underneath all of these to keep them ready, and eventually you collect loads of wheat and loads of seeds, and you just keep mining it over and over again. Doesn't take too long at all to collect quite a lot. This minecart goes off on a bit of an adventure. I think I showed in the earlier video from the outside with the underground tunnel going off under the water. That heads that way. That'll be for a later video. For now, these tunnels over here. Now this door has 3 switches. Switch there, switch there, and a switch there. This one does something different. Not only does it open the door, it turns the lights on down the whole corridor. Oops, can't get through the doorway. Clumsy. There you go. And through there, there's a wall, which I've walled it all off, but there's the redstone to allow you to have a switch at either end, which turns the lights on or off and on. Okay, this area here, I first arrived at that through this corridor, which was the other one that I showed you going past the bank, and it was just a straight tunnel across until I figured out I was roughly under the hill, under the animal farm and into the other hill, and then I started mining around, came across lava. All of this area here started off as lava, and I tamed it back down, kept it as a decorative feature for now with this protective thing, so I avoid walking into it in silly moments. Haven't really done anything else with this area yet. Created a few rooms. That's about it. So this area is ripe for further development. Similarly, another room there. Here we have the hatchway, which comes out in the little nook on this corner, which was a naturally forming nook which I liked, past the animal farm, and thought that needed a little secret entrance into the house over here, and I always miss closing that. I'm going to leave it below you. And this is the door at the top of, oops, can't press the switch, the little patio area which I showed you in the first video, as well as the outside tour. So I think that's pretty much it for the tour of the house as it is at the moment. Other bits that I haven't shown you at the moment are the mine. Oh, missed the doorway again, clumsy. So the minecart and where that comes out, which for the most part nowhere in particular at the moment. It just goes off in that direction and ends up on an island or another bit of land. I haven't really explored it even yet. And the mine itself and the different bits around there. So I think for now we'll call that a day. I'm going to leave this video in here and just show you a few more slides of some of the works in progress with the other texture packs, where I had taken a few screenshots of the work in progress. See what you think. Any comments appreciated. So we have that. This was the bedroom when I started it. That bedroom with a bit of the decor in, but not a lot, and with another texture pack. That was the outside initially before built that area. This was the what's become the TV room when I first started that. I believe this area may have even been naturally forming, which gave me the idea of making it a TV room, but I'm not sure. I may have put that in manually, I can't remember now. This was the TV room as a work in progress, and that's the mine as it started off, and that's the mob spawner, which I've turned into a mob grinder to collect XP and things later on. This was all still playing legitimate and things at this stage before I started creative mode. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.